Okay. So thanks for listening to this recording of this presentation. We want to talk a little bit about the new F5 Technical Certification Program, what it entails, how it's different from the old program, why we're doing it, kind of get the bulk of that out of the way. And then specifically, we also want to then cover how the changes in the certification program are going to impact our Unity program and our partners that participate in that program. So today, I'm going to take care of the first part of it. My name is Ken Salchow. I am the program manager for technical certification. So I will be going through the certification part. And then we also have Alastair on the line, who is going to take over the Unity partner aspect of that. And hopefully we'll be able to address a bulk of the questions that you may have about the certification program and how it impacts the Unity program. So with that, I'll kind of go through what the agenda is. Why are we doing a new certification program? What it is and what's new about it. Why are we excited? I'm very excited about this, and why is that? And then we'll take that step into what does it mean to you as a partner as far as maintaining your certification for the Unity program. What are the next steps? What are some additional resources you can go to answer more of your questions? And then hopefully we'll be able to wrap this up fairly quickly, and you'll have all the information you need. So why are we doing a new program? So the slide, the increasing complexity and risk of today's networks is massively greater than it used to be. Even in a few short years ago, when many organizations, even large organizations, had single data centers with a single internet connection. They controlled all the devices. If they weren't internal desktops that they were managing, they were often pre-provisioned and managed desktops that may have been in home offices or in branch offices. But the landscape today is just totally different. When we start adding things like the proliferation of mobile devices, the BYOD, bring your own device to work kind of thing, the wireless and WiMAX and all the other in the cellular data services that have proliferated how people access applications. Add to that a little bit of cloud computing, a little bit of virtualization, multiple data centers, software as a service solutions, and you end up with a very, very complex environment that just about everybody is operating in. And the difficulty here is that it is no longer sufficient for people to have isolated, siloed knowledge. I mean, even the first level tech support guy that picks up the phone when you have a problem with an application in the enterprise needs to have a fairly broad understanding of a lot of different things. They need to understand what type of application you're using, where it's being delivered to, what type of device, what network it's going over, what network it's originating from, and has to have a whole lot of information about a lot of stuff before they can even figure out where to route your trouble ticket. So that's the risk and complexity of managing existing applications. Obviously, deploying new applications to this environment is much more difficult as well, simply because you have to take into account all those things. So, over the last 10 years especially, the network, the environment that we're working in and people are deploying applications in has just changed dramatically. And most of the people listening to this recording should know that, application delivery controllers, the things that the kind of products that F5 has been delivering for over the last decade, have always traditionally sat kind of in between those applications and the physical network. We're often thought of as a network device, but we do a lot of application layer things. So our devices have always kind of sat kind of in the middle and tried to bridge that gap. But at the same time, we're increasingly needing people that can also bridge that gap. We need the people who can understand not just how packets move across the wire, but how application layer information can modify how packets move across the wire, or how changes in applications require us to change the way the network works. We need people that have that kind of knowledge, and the networks are requiring that. So the whole idea with the new certification program is really to revamp our certification program, and instead of just focusing on F5, but really in F5 products and knowledge, but really taking a look at the needs of the entire market, and then really going from scratch, providing a really rigorous evaluation of all the skills and knowledge that are necessary for application delivery. So at each layer, we really want to take a look at what skills and knowledge are required to be successful, not just successful with F5 product, but successful in the marketplace, in the real world. And that's what we wanted to build this program around. And of course, it's going to drive new curriculum and courses. And our goal really is just to bring these different dispersed technology areas together into kind of a new discipline that we believe is going to help the industry, the market, and of course our customers. So the new certification program is built around the old program to some measure. The old program, just like most of our competitors, was really built around our products. We certified people on their knowledge of F5 products. And we're still going to do that. Obviously, we have products that we sell, and we do need people to understand how those operate. And that layer is the Certified Technology Specialist layer in this new program. But what we discovered is that before you can really be successful with our products, that there's specific things from an application delivery standpoint, whether it's availability, security, or optimization, you really have to have a base knowledge, a lower layer base knowledge of things like basic networking, basic applications, just very basic kind of stuff. So instead of just jumping right into our product knowledge, we've created a new certification level that's below that. Now, again, this is not necessarily F5 specific entirely. There's going to be skills that are outside F5 bounds. So we're not going to teach basic networking skills. That's not what F5's mandate is from a training perspective. We say that basic TCP IP knowledge is a prerequisite for taking one of our courses on LTM or GTM. And in the old program, we just assumed that we said it was a prerequisite, that candidates would do that before they took those classes. And we also assumed that on the exams as well, that they had that knowledge, so we didn't test it. The big difference in the new program is that we're going to be testing for that knowledge. So candidates are going to have to get the certified administrator before they can go into the specialist. The second thing that we added is that really, I don't know as a single customer that buys a box, a single appliance just for the sake of having an appliance. Usually they're looking for solutions. And again, if you look at how complex our networks are, a solution is rarely a single device or from a single vendor. So on top of our individual products and what we need to teach people and what people need to know about our specific products, we also wanted to add a layer of solution to the program, which is how do you take multiple F5 products and integrate them with other existing generic devices in the network to create actual solutions for customers. So how do you create an availability solution where a customer's applications are always available or always secure or always optimized? Or down the road as we continue to develop this program, how do you create solutions specific to the service provider market or cloud or maybe even Microsoft solutions, those types of things. We wanted to get above the product specific information and really get into a much more practical aspect of how people can deploy solutions. And then finally on top of that, with the application delivery engineer and architect, really taking a look at someone who is at the top of the tiers, really understands application delivery totally from one end to the other, and knows how to help design and deploy these very sophisticated solutions in today's enterprise networks. So those are the engineering, those are the certifications. So someone would become a Big IP certified administrator. Then they can, once they've done that, they can become a technology specialist in one or multiple products. To become a certified solution expert requires being a certified technology specialist in at least, generally it's 3 specialists. Right now, we don't have exams at the solution expert level. I'll talk about that in a second. But so for availability expert, you'd have to have LTM specialist, GTM specialist, and iRule specialist to become an availability expert. So there's groupings there. Those are all available on our website. Then to become an application delivery engineer, you're going to have at least 3 solution areas and take another exam. And then the application delivery architect is actually going to be a lab exam. So let's take a look at those exams real quick. So for Big IP Administrator, it's the Application Delivery Fundamentals, which is the base level, the very base exam. That's available in beta mode right now. And then there's a Big IP Administrator exam. Those 2 exams, level 100 and 200, that's what creates or enables someone to become a Big IP Administrator, a certified administrator. Once they have those, they can move into the 300 level, the specialist exams, and move up. That exam for engineer is actually an IAPS exam. So kind of basically, how do you tie, especially a F5 product together in those large deployments and understanding that. And then, as I said, to become an architect, actually there's the application delivery lab that we are going to be building. So this is going to be a practical exam that candidates are going to have to actually build a solution in a lab or a simulator. We haven't figured out exactly how we're doing that yet, but it is going to be a practical lab. So, what's the value to our partners? I mean, obviously, I'm excited about this program. I think it's going to be a massive improvement in our program. I think it's going to add some credibility. But, there is more upfront effort to get into this. There's more exams to get to, kind of the same level that you might have been at in the old program. So, what's the value? Where's the return on investment? Well, for one, the way this program is designed, what we're doing with this, really the people who achieve F5 certification should be really a step above. They're going to be able to have a better ability to identify opportunities. So if you have F5 certified engineers working for you, these engineers should be better able, now that we're kind of expanding into the solutions area and kind of pushing that idea, they should be able to better identify opportunities where F5 product or solutions actually fit. And even that may even go beyond F5 product or to other things that you might do in your organization or other services. They'll just be better able to really tie all those pieces together. Obviously, the increased customer satisfaction, we are really stepping up what we're testing and what we're examining. So the people who pass these exams, we have a lot more confidence that the people who are going to be passing the new exams and being certified are really, really qualified people. So that should help increase customer satisfaction and also lower dependency on F5 support. And really that goes back to increased customer satisfaction. If you can lower your reliance on F5 support, you cut something out of the loop. If you can resolve issues faster directly without having to involve F5, obviously your customers are going to be happier. They're going to be more likely to call you. They're going to rely on you more. It's a much better thing for you. So that's kind of the overview of the program. And with that, I would ask Alastair to kind of come on the line and talk a little bit more about what these changes are really going to mean for certified or for Unity Partner Program members. Alastair?
Thank you, Ken. So as Ken mentioned, my name's Alastair Sturtivant. I'm Director for Global Services Channel Management across Europe, Middle East and Africa. And as we come towards the end of this slide set, just going to take a look, as we come to a close, at the technical certification program overall, and a few key dates to note. Moving on then to how it relates to Unity today, what the partner should be doing as of now, and indeed some next steps which will soon follow. As we can see from this slide set here, or this slide in front of us, the date of July the 15th, 2012 was a key date in the sense that the old certification program and the possibilities to go to a Prometric test center to take an examination under the old program is now no longer available as of that date. However, it's important to note that candidates who did indeed achieve a certification prior to the July 15th, 2012 date will have the full 2-year life cycle of those certification status honoured by F5. Beginning as of January the 1st, 2013, this is the date by when partners will be required to be channel compliant or certification program compliant through the F5 technical certification program. And indeed, the date of July 23rd, 2012 is a key date to note, as that was when the possibility to enroll and partake in the new technical certification program actually began. So what we'll actually see over the next 6 months is that the content and indeed the material available within the technical certification program will ramp. Now, as of now, the ability to take the first step in the certification program is a possibility, or will soon be a possibility, around the fundamentals layer of the program, followed shortly by the Big IP administrator. That will then follow with the certified technology specialist around LTM, as Ken's already spoken to. And from a program perspective, it's important to note that F5 is actually providing a 6-month amnesty period in which partners are not required to recertify if there are indeed any examinations which are due to expire during that 6-month window. But what I would stress, however, is it was absolutely, it would be of benefit and absolutely useful of a good use of resources and money to partake in the technical certification program at the earliest opportunity that partners can possibly do so. This will help to ensure that following through the process, which Ken stepped through already, will take place over a measured period of time. And again, I would actively encourage partners to do so. In terms of next steps, what should be being followed by, in fact, not only just partner engineers, but all individuals that are going to partake in the technical certification program, is to enroll in participation or register in participation in the program, which became a possibility as of July the 23rd, as I've already mentioned. Once registered, engineers that are in the program will be notified when exams become available, but also access to blueprints which identify the content within the exams is also possible to find within the program once registered. And this will absolutely fundamentally help with preparation for taking the examinations. And it's also important to note as well that Prometric is no longer the test center of choice for F5, and under the new technical certification program, F5 has chosen to work with Pearson VUE on a global basis, and indeed the Pearson VUE Select test centers are the centers through which individuals will be able to take the examinations once available.
Alistair,
Okay.
I just wanted to make a couple comments on that. One, for signing up for the certification program. So if you need to pass that out, candidates can go to http://certification.f5.com. That is our credential management system where they can enroll. The Big IP, or the Application Delivery Fundamentals exam, is already available in beta. So that's something that, again, we already have exams that are out there. People can take the beta. It will count towards certification. There is a cost discount for taking the beta. And then lastly, as you mentioned, we are using Pearson VUE Select centers. One of the things to really note about that is that as part of this new program, we're very committed to maintaining the security and integrity of our exams. So you will notice that F5 exams are not available at all the locations that you might have seen in the past. A lot of Prometric testing centers are also Pearson VUE testing centers, but we aren't just opening up all the test centers. We're being very select about which test centers we open so we can maintain control of that. However, there is a process if you live in an area where there's not a test center that's very close by. That already there is a whole process available in the credential management system for requesting a new center to be opened up, and we are certainly we have certainly already opened a number of them. We're not trying to make it impossible for people to take exams. We're just trying to maintain the security of those exams so that when people are certified, it means something. That we can stop some of the cheating that does occur on these types of things.
Thanks, Ken. That's excellent supporting information. All of that's very much relevant to add in as well. So thanks for that. Okay, so also what your note here as well on the slide that we have, following on from the topic of additional information, is there are a number of resources which are available to further read, and I'd absolutely encourage that everyone does that. There's firstly there on the URL at the top of the page there is the press release around the information of the program, but perhaps most importantly the middle two pieces of information there, which is the FAQ around the technical certification program, and indeed an overview of the certification program available at the second and third URL on the page respectively. And then lastly, there's a nice interview there at the bottom which you can follow the link through where Ken was interviewed at Interop earlier this year when the technical certification program was announced publicly.
And of course, if anybody has additional questions, they can feel free to email the certification program at f5certification@f5.com, and we can certainly answer any questions about the actual certification program. Any of the partner Unity stuff, if it's something that we can't answer, we will make sure you get in touch with the right people.
Yeah, it's great, Ken. Thanks. And indeed, in a couple of slides' time, there's two email addresses which you'll be able to note on the slide at the very end of the presentation. So look out for that when it comes up. So just moving on, in terms now what's going to be happening in terms of next steps for partners, F5 will be creating an amount of collateral and further communications which will be shared in a September timescale with our partners worldwide. So don't forget, look out for this information that will be coming out in a September timescale. Follow the suggestions and recommendations made so far in this slide set. And indeed, as Ken mentioned, further questions can indeed be posed from two perspectives. One, certification questions from the email address at the bottom there, f5tcp@f5.com, and indeed any partner program related questions should be directed to partners@f5.com. So with that, we'd like to thank you for your time to participate in following this slide set. And again, if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to get in contact with anyone at F5 through the two respective email addresses on this slide. Thanks for your time.